Hello and welcome to the first official lookout commentators commentating of the new green cards that were revealed this week. So we will start with the green ones and with the unisons. First with the Golden Frieza unison of Malice. Then we will try to go to the blue ones from last week. Here in the call we have me, myself, Mattia Benzi, wave. Yes, wave to the people. Andrea, we have you. He's waving from Belgium. Not that it matters. And we have Charlie. Charlie, wave. Wave to the good people of the lookout that we're looking.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. So, Mattia, what do you think about the Golden Frieza?
You forgot about Gavran in Denmark. Jesus.
He's not alive right now, so he will be joining us when he resurrects.
Okay, so first of all, hi everybody. And second of all, regarding the Golden Frieza, I do like the card actually. Now that we have been getting a lot of these Frieza stuff, we will get to the starter deck cards as well. I see a lot of critical things about all Friezas. So mostly the Frieza will be focusing on the critical aspect, just making critical damage. I kind of like it a lot. So if you can gain critical and also a marker with this card and draw a card, it's an excellent piece of work for just 2 energy for the second turn.
And it also synergizes with the Ginyu leader.
It synergizes with the Ginyu leader, of course.
Very important.
Yes, but I've been picking with an idea just to make a Frieza critical deck. I'll get to that with all the cards that will be revealed later in the discussion. But yeah, this was apparently made for the Ginyu Force, which yeah.
Charlie, as the slug player, what do you think about the critical Frieza?
Critical for me has become one of my favorite skills in this game, simply for the fact that no matter what you swing with, your opponent's pressured to either take a life and put it straight in the drop, which means no hand advantage, or combo a card, which means minus hand advantage, which is good for me. But as a slug player, I possibly would rather use the Bardock, because the Bardock for me is more effective in terms of hand control straight away. But also, you guys were talking about the Ginyu Force earlier. We'll get to those later, but I have an idea of what I want to use with those new Ginyu Force cards. Like there's one card that is really old, which a lot of people will, I think, appreciate when I show you what it is. And I want to make a deck revolving around the new Ginyu Force archetype, but that's why I think I'd use that Frieza. But other than that, I don't think I'd probably use it in Slug. I'd rather use Bardock.
Yeah, of course, Bardock is one of the strongest super rares that ever. I mean, not that ever. That's actually printed in set 10, and it greatly synergizes with everything else that's green. Yeah, I also found that the Bardock. Yeah, sorry, Andrea, for interrupting you. The Bardock is actually the Bardock is great with the Gohan that enters free, so it actually enables you to play maybe a dual color the Goku deck. That synergizes well with red. You can finish off with the Kaioken, and the Gohan comes for free. Andrea, what do you have to say?
I just want to connect to the point you both made about Bardock as well. I wrote an article about these new when actually the strategy notes came out, and I really praised Bardock. It was my favorite, and it still is my favorite Unison card that came out. I think it just has, I mean, all three effects are super strong on that card, and I think Charlie, you said that you would like to play him. So I think, sorry.
Show the card.
Because I think it's not here. I think it's in the strategy notes. I'm going to show it to you actually I'm going to show it to you in the article. It's going to be coming up. So okay, it's coming up now. So bringing green leaders back in style. But basically, the card is coming up on the screen. So Bardock Paternal Unison. the first auto, when your opponent combos, you may place up to one card from their combo area into the owner's drop. So basically getting rid of one combo piece per turn, which is awesome. It just kills straight away some decks, and you can check out the article for the rest of my comments. But just being able to kill one of your battle cards with cost 1 and nick one card from your opponent's hand, that's just too strong. I want to try combining it with the topo, with the green topo from set 9. If you have but you have to have a yellow leader. You have to have a universal level leader for that. But I want to come back because our today's session, which is actually, I think it's really great that we are doing this kind of a video podcast. We are recording it, and it is going to be live. It's not live. It's going to be uploaded on our YouTube channel, and this is just the first. It's kind of a start of the pledge we made in our anniversary article, which you can also find on our website. So I don't want to take too much.
You should also mention that it was a blood pledge, so we also had that.
Blood pledge. Though we're not really close to each other right now, but I mean, you guys are.
We sent the blood by mail.
Yeah, it never arrived. Sorry.
Yeah.
Troubles.
Okay, we have troubles in the UK section of the chat.
Oh, what's wrong with me?
No, you're just dying from laughter. I see.
Oh.
So this was the card. It was actually the next one, but maybe to jump straight away into the third one, Demigra. What do you guys think?
I would call the Migra a unison of killing Invoker, because Vegeta does not stand a chance anymore. Poor Vegeta,
Yes.
poor Invoker. Yeah,
See,
I mean the card. Speak.
No, for me, if I'm coming up against Evoker, I'd have this on the side. Because for me, there's only two ways for me to get around Invoker as a slot player, and that's having the 3-drop Piccolo Tournament Destroyer card where you destroy the field spell. But even then, they could just play another field spell for 1 energy. It doesn't really matter to the Evoker player. This disrupts them very much, and I like that because it's a strong deck against me, because they can activate Emperor's Death Beam against me. They can activate Royal Condemnation against me. So this puts them back, and I really enjoy this.
Mm.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the Migra is the fact that he can stay alive on its own on the field. So as long as you will take a life, he will remain on the field instead of losing, for example, that one single counter he has, or more of them as he stays on the field.
Yeah, the card is a nuisance, actually.
No, to connect to what Vancy just said, if you're playing a really shitty leader that doesn't have any form of self-awakening, you're putting pressure through this Demigra, because of its permanent effect, it can act like a pseudo self-awakening. Not self-awakening, self-life burning. Yeah.
I think you're all right. I just want to add one extra point that you have to take a look, that this is actually a green unison card with a specified cost of 1.
What?
Yeah.
I think that might be a problem because there are cards that can interact with only with unison green cards that have a specific cost of 2. I think most of the cards that we are going to go through today, you will see that it's a specific cost of 2, and this has a cost of 1, so it will not be part of. You will not play this in a Frieza deck for sure. You'll play Frieza.
I mean, you will sideboard the card, and it will be a nuisance in other. I mean, other beginners on locals, and I don't know what, they will be packing these stuff. They will have these unisons, the yellow Broly. They will have all of them that are uncommons. The super rares are actually the ones who will.
Right. Yeah, this is an uncommon. You're right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is a super rare, and this is also super rare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
What
next.
about the leaders? The Ginju. Let's maybe start with the front side.
I'm first of all, the art is abysmal. The other thing is, I don't know, it's underwhelming for me. It's not that good. I mean, some people will break in, but I don't believe that this will be meta relevant. I don't know.
I think if you're going to play Ginyu, I'd much rather play the yellow leader.
Yeah.
It's self-awakened quick, and then it's got the double strike on awaken effect on the awaken effect. There are some Ginyu Force cards, I believe, that say if your leader's a green Ginyu. I don't know. I might be wrong there. I've only looked at the cards maybe once, but I much prefer the look at the life. If you want to play it, play it. If you don't want to, you can make that choice. I just think this is a bit underwhelming, and the active battle. Are you really going to give a Ginyu Force 10k, and then you're going to think, all right, which Ginyu Force card am I going to give 10k? I just prefer the yellow.
Mm.
Mm.
What
Okay.
about the front side? Sorry, the back side?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that Charlie actually said everything about it.
Yeah.
Because generally the green Ginyus are two costs that are unique, and spamming them on board is not that easy.
Mm. Mm.
If it's specified, I don't know, a red or green, red or yellow, something like that, but just a mono green Ginyu Force deck, I don't think it will perform actually very well.
Okay. Then we have the Son Goku, front and back, first strike. Ivan likes it.
The legend, the great Son Goku. I actually like this card. It makes,
works well with the archetype in this series.
yes, and you can awaken on 8 life. That's actually really important. The alternate awakening is great, and I think this card will be actually good. I spoke to Governor yesterday, and we talked about his critting his own 2 life and removing the board. I mean, when you're actually being overflowing by I don't know, Bardic Capes on the board or something like that, you will take 2 damage eventually. So taking 2 damage on your own volition and actually nuking the board is better than anything else.
Mm.
So I think this will be a good card.
Yeah, the
Both
excellent.
this and the Clash. Go on.
Sorry. The excellent thing about the front side, if you can switch back to the front side, is that he can awaken on 8 life just when one of your battle cards it's scaled. Green has a lot of 1-drops that are actually blockers. Even within the green Super Saiyan Goku archetype, you have the Krillin, which is a 1-drop, draws a card, and he's a blocker. Also, he can become a 4-drop when awakened. So by default, you have a lot of options to simply awaken as soon as possible. And I believe that even the alternate awaken effect is better because you also draw a card and switch an energy back, which can sometimes be more nifty than just drawing 2 cards.
Yeah,
I agree with that, but also I think that the Clash Coup leader has its own upsides as well. I mean, you get to stay at 8 life, and that's all well and good. But the Clash Coup leader also bursts 2 as well, doesn't it? On the unawakened side, if I'm right about that, and
yes.
also
No, the
I
Clash
like.
leader does not burst.
He
Oh, it
does.
doesn't burn.
The Clash leader has sparking 5. If you have a Krillin in the drop, he gets double strike.
No, the other side, the front side.
No, I'm speaking about the Clash Coup. So
Front side.
The awakened side does not have the burst. The unawakened
No,
know.
does the unawakened side have the Clash?
Yes, it has burst.
It does. So
Yes.
you can still activate the archetype on the unawakened side, and the thing is with those Krillins, like I think those Krillins are better for the late game because you want to spam as many of them out on the field as you want, and then awaken. If you awaken straight away, those Krillins are 4-drops straight away, and you don't really want to affect that. So there are ups and downs for both, but I really like this nuke effect. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, that for sure.
Okay, well, let's go to the next one.
That's it for this block.
I think we saw this one.
I'm gonna go up, starting with the rares now. All right, Frieza Cosmic Horror.
Frieza!
Well, it's a 4-drop Frieza, which I think we will see later how it comes to the field because
He's okay
you'll
with
be
the
able.
with the evolving and stuff, but as a card like this, I mean, any counterplay that exists just removes it. Doesn't let it come into play.
That's why there's an easier way to bring it in, which is this Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if your opponent tries to remove this, you draw 2 cards, but it has to come to the field first.
Yeah, this is something more of a gain win-lose kind of a deal, because you at least get to draw cards if it's removed somehow, and if it stays on the field for the single energy, you can just evolve. And there are actually, not only in this set and in the starter, there are rather some important 4-drop Friezas that are also green. For example, the surprise attack Frieza, this card will be amazing in any kind of this green Frieza type archetype. Because
Do you remember the 4-drop with barrier from set 6?
Yeah.
I believe that
Also-
one wasn't that Broly BR?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, that one won't be a target. That one won't be a target. But when we get to the other cards related to the evolve, EX evolve or Xeno evolve, yeah, I will get to the point with the fantastic surprise attack Frieza.
Okay. Flip to the Gohan. I mean, we spoke about it before. He's a blocker. That's great. He can die, and you can awaken. If he doesn't die, you just kill him with the Bardock. So that's it. I'm actually glad that this card came out, because I was wondering, the green has to have a 1-drop that has to come into play somehow for free, or even if you do something to get it in for free. And this is it. And I'm really happy that they made this decision, so green can stay competitive. Flip.
What about the Recon? What do you think,
Riku.
guys? It's also unique.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's unfortunate that all of these Ginyu Force green cards are unique. I mean,
Yeah,
if
it's
it,
really not helping the archetype. It's
yeah,
pretty bad.
if it
Yeah.
weren't unique, then it might have been most likely broken. But yeah, it kind of balances things, but at its own, they're just spamming each other. And I mean, I haven't playtested, but it might be possible to actually get all 4 different Ginyu Force into play rather fast, so that you can play the Ginyu himself for free.
I mean, you can do it because your hand actually rotates, and
Yeah.
you can choose from your hand to put it on the top of your deck. But then again, I mean, it's gimmicky.
Well, the idea I was thinking of, which I mentioned earlier on in the video, is using the 3-drop Ginyu promo from set 1, where when you play it, choose all
find him.
cards in your hand and play them. So playing a green-yellow variant would be quite fun. But
It's a promo, you said. It's a promo, you said, huh?
yeah, it was Reliant Captain, something Captain. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that was played in the Paronga Force there. Yeah,
so
that's an
you
excellent
play
card.
that, and you get a Goldo, Jace, Raccoon, and Berta all on field for 3 energy. I know it's a bit like in today's meta when Gohan's running around, where the meta ends pretty quickly at times. But if you're able to pull this off, and then you can play that Ginyu, not only have you got a load of targets on field, you could swing with all these cards and then potentially go into Cell Xeno that turn, because you've got a ton of successor targets.
You are right, and you can
Also,
spam a lot.
you still need to pull that off.
we have
I think it's a meme. You know, I don't believe that this deck will be relevant in this arena meta game. But we'll see.
I'm going to give it a
I
try
see.
and see how it works. But
Yeah.
if it's
Look at that butt. Look at that bootylicious Zarbon.
Oh
Look at
my
him.
God, snap!
He's so beautiful. Look at his shadow. His shadow. Guys.
I mean, he does look rather nice for the date with his girlfriend. I mean, they do have an anniversary, so
Yeah,
it's
Chuck. But
yeah.
then again, this is the second best looking super combo in the game. The first one is the red Krillin super combo who has Piccolo's robes. this
Guys,
is
That's a model.
How dare you interrupt me looking at Zarbon in my thought?
Benzi,
Yeah.
I think we had a small pop up on the screen. Did you upgrade our account on Zoom?
Well, about that, I
No.
just pressed OK, so I think we're good for now.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Well, it came up on
Perfect.
here that we've got no time limit anymore. So
Yeah.
Great. And we have a Bulma. I like this card.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a rallying card. So that's it.
Yeah, it seems that every color will have its one drop that rallies for either a Unison card or a card of its color or
that's fair.
archetype. So it's rather nice. You don't have a
That's fair.
lot to say about it.
The thing with
However,
Bulma, she's doing it pretty coy. You know, she's
Mm.
look at her just standing by the rock. She's actually looking for the card, if it's there or not. So yeah, we can go we can go to the next.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ginju, the body snatcher.
yes.
Version of the Ginyus. Yeah. Well, it's an okay card to set up the other Ginyu. So that's that. It's a 4-drop that doesn't have the flex, so it's very risky to play it. Then we have
I
this
like
guy.
This card more. I like this
Yeah.
card more.
Yeah, I did not. I don't understand the text completely, but at least he has a lot of power.
Maybe this is a spoiler for the secret rare, like the Gojira. This is
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah,
This is a card I absolutely
Yeah.
love.
This the
Oh,
incredible card that
this
will make
card.
Red great again. I mean,
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
just go with the comments, please, and
Yeah.
thank you.
So
Okay, so the first comment is from John Munoz. It's like Android 16 stout-hearted minus the restrictions. That's the first
I
comment.
stopped reading after Stout. It reminds me of beer. So after that, yeah, you play the card, you rip one from their hand, and then you kill it with the Bardock. I mean, yeah, it's a super combo. If it's necessary, you will kill it. If it's not, you combo it away.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think this card is amazing, and it's a common. Because when we saw Zeno as a blue super combo that actually fixes your energy and makes Zamasu great again, I mean, in a certain manner when defending, this is a great card for green. This is a great card for hand destruction.
Yes.
if this card did not have its permanent, and you could use it with that dispo from the second draft
I was
box,
thinking about that.
this would be broken, and I love it.
Yeah.
But I hate that permanent. I hate it so much.
Yeah. But
Okay.
nevertheless, the card is
Yeah.
excellent still, in every way.
Check out this guy. I like the art a lot.
Yeah, the cool thing is it's also one-way cantrip, and also it can actually get a power boost and be threatening. So I think that it's an okay card if you don't have any other commons to put into the Goku deck. But will it be played just like this? I don't know. I mean, it can be played in Denda Wish, so you can give them a boost. Like you play 2 of them, 3 of them. Nobody's gonna counterplay a 1-drop. Yeah, I'm just spitballing here. So Piccolo, thank you for appearing again, but you're not that good again.
Do you reckon they'll
Fair
ever
enough.
give Namekians like great support again, or will it just be a dead archetype?
I believe that in one way they will, but maybe it won't be voluntary. Like they will print some cards that will actually do something in one kind of, or if they never rotate or ban anything like that, maybe sometime down the line something will come up that will actually synergize with a couple of cards that exists. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
For now,
You're not fond of the Namekians, I think.
for now, we just have a Dropbox 1 Piccolo, basically.
Yeah, and the leader.
Shiny star.
Yeah.
There are great making cards, but they don't do anything when you combine them together as an archetype, unfortunately.
Then continue with the Ginyu.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
so
he can be
he's
played for free.
he's the baby boy that does all the job for the team. So you play him for free when you spam the rest of the team for free, and then do shenanigans with the switcheroos. So
Yeah.
it would be nice to play this to pull it off, but I'll have to test myself and see if it does any good. I mean, it might be good, but still, the fact that everything else from the set that was revealed so far outshines it is kind of a bummer for the Ginyu himself.
I mean, to be fair, like, to get it out for free, if you manage to pull off a Berta, Jace, Goldo, and Raccoon, then play that, you have 12. So turn 3, when I play that 3-drop Ginyu, I can get every one of these out. You can essentially get Celzino off of those green cards alone, and then you've got the rest of these Ginyu Force cards as well to attack.
Oh,
Yeah, and on top of that, we still need to remind ourselves that Ginyu, as the leader, he can also awaken when you have the rest of the Ginyu team on the field. So, yeah, it's not just a 4-life awaken. If you somehow pull it off in turn 2, maybe turn 3, and keep your lives at bay, then this can rather be useful, especially with
I think
the
it doesn't,
Celzino secret rare.
and it doesn't have to be. You need to have 4 different ones. You can have 4 battle cards, I think, no, or 4 Ginju cards, but they don't have to be the different ones.
I mean, you could actually interrupt one of the cards that's being played. If he actually has 3 of them and can put somehow the 4th one, you
Yeah.
will counterplay that card.
For sure. Okay. Shall we go on after, because we have a few more cards to go through?
Mhm.
I think Jace, well, the next one, the last one of the fourth, I think.
Ooh, Spy Sauce.
Yeah,
No Spice Form cards.
It's the space green card.
Space Yamcha.
Yeah, space.
Space Yamcha.
And we lost Charlie again. Yeah, this card might be the most important piece because you get to see the top 3 cards, rearrange them as you want, and plan how you're gonna use the rest of the abilities.
Yeah, unless they actually word the thing and rather defect like the Tournament of Power, so you have to choose to put them on the bottom, all of them, or keep them on the
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, they rectified it this time.
Yeah, I mean they rectified it, the 4-drop Goku that came out, because the past God, the yellow one that should summon the Super Saiyan God Goku from set 8. Now in set 10 you don't have to have all of the 5 precise cards, 4 actually. You have to have just some of them, but 4. So they fixed that mistake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now Andrea, go to the fastest one in the universe.
He's the fastest. Nobody can match my speed.
Dispo, Frieza, Goku. Can we go on? Anyone else?
No, we had a discussion the other day how this is like the most delusional character in Dragon Ball. No, and I wouldn't say anything if he like not only didn't serve Frieza, but like spend most of his time by his side, and that's like
Yeah,
it's
but
pretty
again,
ballsy statement, man.
Govern, look at his speed. I mean, but there's not strength in him, so he needs Jace to help him move the space piano. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Maybe Burr never saw Frieza outside of his comfy chair, and always thought that Frieza is as fast as the chair.
You can have that, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Frieza
That's
faster
it.
than him if he goes down the hill?
Every time I think of Berta, it just reminds me of that one clip from SpongeBob where he says, "It's like, do you want to see me run around that rock and back? Do you want to see me do it again?" It's like, no, you aren't fast. Leave me alone, Berta.
Benzi,
Yeah.
do you mind opening Facebook right now and going to the page and continuing, because I'm gonna have to leave the call if you want to continue the slideshow.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Just give me a second to set up everything.
Andrea, can you just flip to the other card? Oh no,
yeah, of
we're
course.
losing him.
So I'll when Bentley sets up, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen.
Okay. Just regarding the Goldo, it's an okay card. It's not a dead card in your hand. But other than that, yeah, the space pervert strikes again.
Yes. Okay, so I'm ready to share my screen.
I'm gonna stop now. Yeah,
Okay, and I'm
Okay.
using this screen to
we
share.
can see Charlie on the big screen.
Okay, I'm gonna use the official Dragon Ball page because it's
Yeah.
sweeter.
Maybe just zoom it in a bit, because the text is kind of blurry. Yeah,
But you
perfect.
have the text next to yourself. So,
I'm gonna say goodbye, guys, and also to everybody. Thanks for watching. So continue, guys. We're gonna keep doing this. I have to unfortunately leave at the moment, but congrats and keep it going.
thank you for your service.
Yes,
Bye-bye,
for this
guys.
country and for our
Yeah,
people.
bro.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, so what were you saying about Guldo? He will never be a dead card in the hand, at least.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
you can drop him from your hand, and you can look up the top 3 cards from your deck, and then you can set up the Ginyu play. So he's actually an okay starting card.
Yeah, on
the
top
beginning.
and or bottom. Now we can say that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Following the next common uncommon card, we have the Doria, which at first seems like a good card.
No.
Like I said, at first, because yeah.
You just like the Doria, don't you?
If you want to play this card, you need to be at least on 3 energy or 2 energy and awaken to untap 1, because you need 2 energy for a Unison card, and then you need another energy to have.
Unless it's the Migra.
That's what I
Yeah,
just
unless
wanted to
it's
say.
meager. But then again, look at this. Look at the next thing. I mean, it's a 1-drop. So, and a lot of the things that will actually be played from a lot of archetypes will be small characters. I don't believe that a lot of 3-drops will interplay. You will have 4-drops. You will have 2-drops and 1-drops, and then you will have bombs from 5 to up. This card will be good for actually preventing the small ones. Because if you're actually playing against a Goku player or something like that, when he tries to spam 1-drops or something like that, you can prevent them entering. You can prevent other 2-drops entering the game. You can shut down a lot of lines of play. I mean, it can actually shut down the whole Ginyu archetype just by playing itself for 1. You can negate all of the 2-drops that should come into play. So it's not necessarily a bad card. A 4 of, I don't think so, but
But again,
definitely
you can
not.
only play it in certain decks. Like I said, if your leader's mono green, so that puts you down to a fair few leaders that are not too bad. It's not bad at all. I wouldn't say it's completely useless, but there are better options.
It's very limited, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it will be seen play. Yeah.
And this is a beautiful card. So
Yeah,
this
I wanted
is
to say something about this because I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you, because this is the second green card that self-awakens you and gives you double strike.
yes.
This is very important. The other thing, what is important, is the Zarbuta card is obnoxious and just plain ugly, and it comes in draft box. So this is the main set option, and Dodoria looks badass. I would actually like to get myself self-awakened by Dodoria, and not, with the Zarbuto who's trying to, I don't know, hug something from the left side. Who comes from the left side? Nobody. Communists.
I cuddle my missus from the left side. Does that make me a communist?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't turn left on crossroads. I mean, why should you? Only right.
Yeah, let's avoid the political subjects. The only body who is able to turn right is Zoolander. So keep in mind, he's doing the
To be
Zoolander.
fair,
Yeah.
this isn't too bad for Lemon Lime Frieza. Like, you can instantly play this, swing, pick up a life, attack with double strike. Whatever happens, happens. Pop it with a Frieza, untap that energy, play another one, swing again, take another life. It's really good for self-awakening early with Lemon Lime Frieza and putting on pressure.
Yeah, and they actually needed something to self-awaken with double strike. They only had the Goku from the start, like the yellow one, and they didn't actually use it. And it's not Frieza; you can't use it. This is something that can take your life. They only had the 1-drop Frieza that takes the life just when he enters the play.
Yes, the 10K.
Yeah, the 10K from the set 5. this actually gives you more options. So this is good.
Yeah, excellent. I really do love this card. As an additional Self Awakener, as something on top of the Gohan that is 15 critical when taking life next to the draft box 5 card. I always forget the nice guy's name. Uh, it's just an additional beater for 1 energy. But the buffed beautiful and Biachin Zarbon victory over beauty. I mean, he's still beautiful. He is actually an interesting card. I mean, he does cost 3 energy and 3 green energy to be precise, but it's actually a nifty card to use in
If you
some
don't have
situations.
anything to play, you just pass.
Yeah, but are you really gonna like leave 3 green energy open so that you can counter attack with this card? It's
You could in Piccolo.
you ask a lot for it.
Yeah, there are better options, but at least this card is not completely
You
dead.
can do it in Piccolo. You can do it in Clashku. I mean, Clashku
Yeah.
actually missed the card like this. You always have open energy.
Yes.
There's reasons why you would play this, and there's reasons why you play Vegeta the Cruel, but Vegeta the Cruel limits itself to 4. This one doesn't have a limit. But then again, doesn't Vegeta drop a card to the warp? This drops it to the discard part, to the drop area.
Mhm.
He warps the card, yes.
So there's ups and downs for both. Like Vegeta's less energy to play. This is one more. There's arguments for both.
Yes, but if everything is going into the mono green or monocolor variant, then Vegeta the Cruel maybe won't have a lot of room in such archetypes, since you already need to invest into multicolor. So yes, like you said, ups and downs for each of the card. Yeah, we commented the gorgeous one, and now we're getting to the Frieza stuff. So I believe that all of the Xeno Frieza cards have the same auto. If your opponent has 3 more energies, that you can add 1 extra card from your drop to your hand, would cost 1 or less when it is removed. So it keeps spamming back the important piece, which is the 1-star ball. But let's get first to the card itself. So to the rest of the effects. It's unique, it's double strike, and you can pop it yourself to make your opponent pitch a card. It's an interesting thing from my perspective, especially that because it's an easy evolve target for the surprise attack Frieza. Surprise attack Frieza says that you can only have 1 in play at the same time, but you can play multiple per turn as long as you have them in your hand. You can play them always for free as long as you KO an opponent's card every time. And he's also 15k critical. So you just need to play the surprise attack Frieza for free, evolve, then play this, activate main to discard an opponent's card from hand after attacking with double strike, and then reuse the dark 1-star ball to yeah, maybe go another 1 more into the chain with the surprise attack.
Yeah, but this is not the Frieza that evolves. But then again, it has double strike. You attack with him. Does he make damage or not? It depends on your opponent. And then after he attacks, you can actually kill him. So he actually has to place the card and drop.
Yes. Coming to the second Xeno Frieza. This one is yeah, he gains deflect, so he's the one that enters the play safely, and for 3 energy, he can be a bigger beater. That's also a nice thing to have.
I've looked into playing this sort of style in Traitor Dende, because what you could do is you could maybe like turn 2 or 3, activate Revival of the Emperor, play the Clan of Terror Frieza, look in your opponent's hand, pick a card, play it, swing at it, pop it, play Surprise Attack Frieza, swing with Surprise Attack Frieza, crit, opponent decides what they want to do, whether they want to take it or not, play the ball, because I don't think it counts as a Dragon Ball, because I think it's a Dark Star Dragon Ball or a Dark Dragon Ball are two completely different things.
Maybe
So
they will
you
put it in the rule manual that you can have more. Maybe. I mean, I'm a guesstimating.
Possibly. So you put it under either the surprise attack or you put it under the Clan of Terror Frieza, and then you can extend into the Friezas, and like you said, you can get the ball back from their effect, so you regain the hand advantage. It works really well in that archetype.
Yes, yes. Then this might be an action and a great addition to Dende.
Yeah, he said
Even
that.
even without the evolving on top of the four drop Frieza. Okay. After that, we come to an excellent card. To an excellent card.
I love this.
Yes.
This is amazing.
This is
This
basically
staple.
the Nimbus for the green, and it will definitely be a staple in almost all green decks. The fact that you can play, the fact
It
that you can,
nullifies shopping. Sorry,
Mhm.
go on,
sorry, yeah, the fact that you can play it for free if you have a Unison card in play, the fact that it pops both weenies, so either 2/1 drops, 1/2 drop, and also all the tokens that are in play. This can actually, if I'm not mistaken, then KO all tokens in play. It's just beautiful. The fact that it's a super rare means that it will be harder to get. That's maybe the bummer of it all, but this is definitely a card worth investing in.
But it's still, sorry, Charlie.
It's all right.
It's still it's amazing. Though we also need to consider that the card is only as good as mono green leaders are good, So it's amazing, but it's quite limited. So we'll see. I mean, I think that in the upcoming metagame with all of these green cards that we are now reviewing, it's probably going to be like a green staple for a very long time. But we'll see how long it goes, because you need a mono green leader, and to get it into play for free, you also need a green Unison card in play. Then again,
Well,
I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying there are still like factors to consider.
Charlie, what do you have to say?
well, as the cocky slug player, I am going to say right now
Yes.
that we needed this for
Yes,
so long.
I feel you completely. Yes, my first instinct was also Slug, because I love the Lord Almighty. He's the savior of it.
My best friend Jordan plays Gohan religiously, and as a slug player, I hate seeing that leader every time it's played down against me. Now that this says it doesn't say it, this is why this is better than Nimbus, because it says your opponent can only attack one more time this turn. Leaders are affected by that as well, whereas with Nimbus, yeah, they couldn't attack any more times with battle cards, but they can attack with leaders. This stops leaders. This stops Gohan from trying to kill me turn 2. So I could literally just play Bardock turn 2, leave it, they start their first swing, negate, and then that's it then. Their turn's over, because they can't extend their plays with weenies to self-awaken. They can't use their leader to triple attack me and triple strike me with feet Kamehameha, which annoys me. This makes everything worthwhile, and the fact that you don't have to, well, I use sacrifice in mine. Obviously, you have to take a life as sacrifice. There's no downside to the permanent effect. So for me, this is something that I need to get 4 of instantly when set 10 comes out.
Of course, I mean, we need to keep in mind that this card actually does not negate an attack. So the first attack that will be declared after this card is played, it goes through normally. Maybe if, of course, the opponent attacks with a weenie, so with a 2-drop or less, then you can KO the 2-drop and stop the rest of the turn. But other than that, Gohan might have shenanigans to at least perform a triple strike, which in the end does not seem to be as effective as when it would attack more than once. But nevertheless, the card is amazing, and yes, something that Slug might have needed, and of course the rest of the green bunch.
Let's
Yeah.
go to the blue impulse,
Ooh.
the fastest extra card in the game.
I mean, it reduces its cost, so definitely it's so fast.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this card. Whenever someone is playing Topo against you or anything, the counter plays you just obliterate the field.
It's
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, and it can be useful with Surge Leaders, so we have that going for us.
Yeah, but there's not a lot to say about this card except
Yeah.
it does its job well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on to the counterplay. The counterplays in this set are also rather interesting because they can be played for free as well. So, Charlie, what do you think about this one?
You've got to look at this in comparison to the other two that are exactly like it. You have Preemptive Strike and you have Hidden Power of the Saiyans. Preemptive Strike is just Preemptive Strike. It's just there. You have to tap 2 energy for it. There's no other way to play it. Hidden Power of the Saiyans has its upside and its downside. You can play Hidden Power of the Saiyans against any card, but your opponent has to drop 2 cards. Well, if they're going for their big play of the game, why would they not drop 2 cards? It's like playing against Topo. If you're going to swing at them for game and you know you've got enough power to get through it, you're going to drop 2 cards. It's as simple as that. With this is good. It gets rid of 2 cards, essentially, one on the field and one that they're bringing into play. But the permanent effect is really not fun. I mean, it's just the fact that you have to drop 2 cards from your hand in order to activate its permanent is not fun. I really don't like it. I mean, the only upside to this is if you play this and drop 2 Ribriens. That's the only upside I can see with this card. But I would rather not play. I don't know. I'd probably stick with Preemptive Strike. And I know a lot of people are going to think that sounds dumb, or maybe just play this instead of Preemptive and just use it like Preemptive. But on face value, that permanent doesn't do anything for me.
It can be actually nifty in some situations. So you can allow yourself to tap all the energy when needed and still have something in reserve, both a counter attack, which you can play for free, and also a counter play, which you can play for free. It gives a lot of options, but still, it's 2 cards that you need to pitch in dire situations. If you're not
basically 3 cards. 3 cards,
Yeah.
because this is the 1 card. It's really taxing. I don't know. The blue counter plays better.
Yes.
The Dark Wave Kamehameha or something like that.
Yeah,
It's better.
so good.
And blue needed actually a counterplay that works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
go.
And
We did mention this one. Yeah.
yeah, I just mentioned this one, but we're finally getting back to it. So regarding the permanent, as far as the current ruling goes, you can have 4 of these in the deck. Maybe you can have the rest of the Dark Dragon Balls also 4 of each in the deck. They don't seem to function like the standard Dragon Balls. We all are treated as Dragon Balls or Dark Dragon Balls, and you may
For
have
now.
up to 7 of them for now. Maybe the ruling will change, but at least based on the wording, this is maybe a playset of kind of thing. It's the card that will always be useful as a 5k bonus, which also adds before comboing, so it can also serve as a clutch against, for example, Emperor's Death Beam and cards like that. If you're buffing yourself above 30,000 power, because this applies before the end of combo phase.
Yes, it's amazing because of that. A lot of cards that actually neg your cards while attacking or defending and obliterating them from the field. This actually helps. This is the other 4-star ball that was needed. And it's a green card that helps green archetypes.
Yes.
I think for the future of this set, obviously they announced in the trailer that there's going to be Cell Zeno and Frieza Zeno. They
Yeah.
still haven't revealed Yellow yet fully or Red. So I think that they're going to do the 2-star ball, and it'll probably do the same thing with Cell Zeno than it would with Frieza Zeno. But I feel like when it says here, play up to 1 green Frieza Zeno from your deck and play it on top of it, this doesn't have a energy cost restriction. I feel like they'll have to with Cell, because obviously you can just go straight into an SCR for 0 energy. That would be broken. So I think they'll obviously have an energy restriction when it comes to my prediction on the 2-star ball. But for the Frieza, like I said, it's a great combo extender with Traitor Dende, as I mentioned earlier in the video.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm,
If nobody's gonna add something else to this card, then I believe we have also on page 2.
yeah, we have the deck.
Yeah.
cards.
So we the last thing that is remaining are the deck cards.
Yes.
And here is something that I actually like. I really do
Oh.
like the Frieza leader from the starter, because it's another this hand control leader, which I do like. I mean, it's not like Slug. It's a different kind of hand control mechanic, especially when you can plus either from the life or either from the deck. The downside is that you cannot include Saiyan cards in the deck. Some of them would be a great addition, but yeah,
It's not a downside. It's just racism.
Yeah.
yeah. My point exactly. Yeah, and it's actually good that it still switches 1 energy to active mode while awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that it gains critical, and the fact that the super rare Golden Frieza also can give yourself critical, the fact that you have the surprise attack Frieza that has critical, this is just plainly a
Yeah, Mattia, look at the text. He gives one of your green unison cards critical. The
yeah,
S Golden Frieza, the gains critical, it's redundant. You
yeah,
give it
my
to
mistake.
Bardock when he gains triple attack, he gains critical. So this card will work amazingly actually with him.
Yeah,
20k, 20k critical triple tap. Oh, that sounds fun to me. That sounds very fun to me.
And I'm looking at this, at his this entire like candy destruction package that we're just gonna go through from the starter deck. And I don't think that it's gonna be the best, but I'm absolutely loving it. I'm really loving it.
it's interesting. It's yeah, kind of sweet to look at least better than the Ginyu Force archetype so far.
Yeah,
But I'm also
definitely.
more into hand destruction than just plain swarm, so to say.
Yeah, just great hand destruction. Not probably not the best, but still like yeah, like the Xeno one. You know, you can discard Brian with his first attack. You can
Mhm.
use her to discard cards. Then there is also we're also gonna get later to that 1-drop, which also Dodoria, I think,
Yeah,
from this set.
it's there.
And you play, you KO it with your leader. You discard another card. It's not bad. You have cells Kamehamehas to discard as well. I think there is a potential, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And you give this guy critical, you know, with your leader. So
Yeah,
just to prevent your opponent from refilling their hand.
yeah, but in the end, at least for the set 10, Bardock is the best
Yeah.
the
Bardock
best
is
option.
by far the best option. I'm just talking like in these confines of like the archetype that Bandai imagined for the starter deck. It's not bad. It's
Yeah.
one of the better ones from
Yeah,
starter deck.
but still, this unison card is also good because you can plus and neg your markers in the same turn. So basically, still leaving the 2 initial markers that it receives while coming into play, and you also get to always choose one of the opponent's Unison cards to remove a marker.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like a more important effect than, for example,
Yeah.
drawing or even sometimes KOing a 4-drop or less.
Yes, because how many cards are there? I think that the Migra, and I'm not sure if there's any other Unison cards that can actually prevent markers being removed from them.
Just the Demigra and Frieza for now.
Yeah,
Yeah. So this is like if you need to kill a Unison card or at least remove a marker, your opponent can do anything to stop you. You just remove it. And that's a valuable effect, although Bardock is still a lot better than this one.
yes.
Okay, let's go to the Ginyu.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually another addition for the Ginyu Force archetype, even though it's leader locked for the second effect. But other than that, it's a nice card, but maybe not that groundbreaking. At least
No, it's
when
not.
you're
It's
reading.
actually anticlimactic. Uh, just go to the next one.
So sad but true. And now we see Zarban from another perspective, from the right
Yeah, now we can
cheek
see
side.
his. So yeah, we can see the right thigh from the outside and the left thigh
It
from
doesn't
the
do
inside.
much. It
And
doesn't
it's
do much for me. It has to have that full frontal. If it's not this, then I'm just not. I'm not into that.
You mean this full frontal? No,
Oh, give it to
that's actually still the backside. Yeah. Oh Lord
Oh.
Frieza. Yeah, I know. Beautiful, such a majestic
so
creature.
so beautiful, so beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah. But still, he's a searcher for 1 energy, and he also always has another effect for a spare energy. So it gives buffs and it searches for stuff. This is a good card, actually. It serves as another Bulma, for example.
Yeah, as another Bulma and from the drop, it can be activated, so it can actually be a good surprise boost
Yes,
in that kind of way.
yes. But here is the Dodoria, and
Different cards.
Dodoria
Yeah, before
is
So
he's
wait,
also good as a
sorry, regarding Zarban, so you kill it with your leader, you send it to your drop area, you give critical to your Xenocell Unison, then you activate it, then boost your Xenocell Unison for another 10k.
Yeah, but only if you have to push for a game. You're not gonna use
Yeah.
it just like that.
And because of your leader's effect, you can get rid of your opponent's negate counter attack. So,
Or you can do that.
and still not the best, but there are ways. Let's go to Dodoria.
Yeah, and Dodoria is actually the last card from the deck as a deck exclusive. And with this, we might actually end the the whole topic of the new green cards. Um, yeah. So, Ivan, do you have anything inspiring to say other than great artwork?
Yeah. I would have to say that it's a good tool against hand destruction. So if someone or somebody actually tries to remove the card from your hand, it comes into play. So it could be helpful for a leader to KO it, and also you can just recycle it from the drop to your hand. You can always have a combo piece. You can always have something to not nullify but buffer. To soften the impact of hand destruction, but only if you have a green Frieza. The green racist Frieza leader.
Yes.
This works well with Dark Death Ball because it doesn't say unique or the fact that you can only have one of them per turn. So if you have 2 of these Dodorias in hand, you can activate Dark Death Ball, drop 2 Dodoria, play 2 Dodoria, and then have 1 for each turn for the next 2 turns to activate the active main of Frieza.
Yeah, so this card could actually be more helpful than anything else that's in the starter.
Mm.
I mean, as a general meta card like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Exactly.
Yes. So what with this we can conclude our first and some kind of analysis of the green cards, and we will also be hearing from everyone during the other reveals. We can make a blue video. I don't know. Put something in the comments. We'd be more than interested to actually do something. I would like to speak about the Vegito starter deck or any other stuff. Not Zamasu though, because everybody's talking about Zamasu, so we have to do something different. And I would like to also give a great thank you to all of you who participated in this call. Charlie, was really nice to meet you and to speak for this long time. Mattia, your face is also welcome in my heart and life and everything else. And Governor, you're in my brain. So you're always somewhere inside of me. That wasn't supposed to come out at all.
For
Yeah.
there's a man
Moving
inside
quickly
you, and only when he's out can you walk free of pain, right?
I met a guy today that he has a Tobias Funke portrait tattoo on his right calf.
Wow.
Full realism.
Yeah.
So you have that. Funny thing also, when he was talking to me and when I saw the tattoo, he was wearing very short pants. So he was basically never nude.
Yeah, Charlie and maybe everybody else, then just for reference, watch Arrested Development. It's an excellent show.
I'll keep it
Yeah.
in mind.
Hashtag marketing. Yeah. So thank you, like Ivan said, thank you everybody for joining. Thank Damian, Gavran. Thank Charlie. Thanks to Andrea, who is no longer with us. May he rest in his bed. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Peace.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah. Stay tuned and keep a lookout.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.